like a religion or something.
Yes. It's like I believe in the furry gods.
I believe in our furry Jesus.
Furry Jesus. Yes. Hi. I'm JTwusky, and you may have heard of me before through Twitch, because I typically stream various VR games like vrchat and Beat Saber, and every so often I do some like community stuff like Jackbox or other games that my community wants me to play and stuff. So this is going to be our very first episode of JTTV, where I, JTwusky, interview various members of our community who strive to make an impact on our community through various ways, such as YouTube content creating, TikToks, Twitter, or charity events that they like to run, or even some conventions, like, because I've never been to a convention before, but there's a variety. Most people in this community have had experiences with conventions and other things, and it's made a huge impact on their lives. But for today, our first guest we're gonna have is Pixie the Fox. Pixie, would you like to introduce yourself to the viewers?
Hey, I'm Pixie the Fox. Nice to meet you, aka iRobbing as well. I am a known TikToker, and also a Don't Hug Cacti fursuiter. I'm 24 years old, and I live in Houston, Texas. Yeah.
So, for the very first question for this interview, Pixie, I was going to ask you, can you give like a little brief introduction to like the content that you produce and how through that content you have gained a huge following in our community today?
Yes. So, in 2017, I started on this app called Musical.ly, which is just a sound clip sort of app where you take 15 seconds of music and just kind of do whatever camera movements you want. I thought, you know what would be great to do? I would don my fursuit that I recently got at that time and portray to kids like how different ways you can use music and manipulations of camera tricks. So around, I think I want to say September, I started doing something called transitioning, which is sort of like a music video-esque way of filming Musical.ly at the time. And again, it was only restricted to 15 seconds, so it wasn't a really big thing. But a lot of people were attracted to that because it was a unique style of filming. Around 2018, I started progressing more with more advanced techniques, and a lot of people started looking at that and saying, wow, this is really unique. And a few of them came out and asked, hey, how do you actually do this? I want a minor tutorial on what we could do. So I posted a video on how to do that, which blew up. And a lot of other furries started trying to follow this transition. We also made a tag on Musical.ly at the time called Transition Animal, which was the furry transition sort of tag where you can view everyone that has that, everyone that tried to do that sort of thing, which is really cool because I like seeing other people attempt to do what I could do as well. I really like that style. But as time goes on, 2018 to 2019 started hitting, and Musical.ly started changing to TikTok, which is where I started doing more comedic videos. People were still using sound bites, so a lot of the times I would use sound bites from people like Brandon Rogers and other people from like Pepper Pig and dumb things like that,
like memes,
and which attracted a lot of younger audiences. Yes, a lot of memes. Which attracts a lot of a younger audience. And a lot of the younger audience are the people that actually use TikTok in itself. So all these people coming in and they're like, eventually one of my videos hit for the first time 1 million views. Oh, wow. And which was crazy. And a lot of these young people started saying, so what is this? Is this like a mascot thing or a furry thing? And I had to explain to them like what a furry was. And because of that, a lot of people actually came into the fandom. And from there, people started spreading to their school buddies, who I was at the time. I was featured in a few videos of like a lot of compilations of TikToks and stuff. And eventually my numbers skyrocketed and I was able to show a lot of people like, hey, this is me. I'm able to introduce you to the fandom. This is what it can be all about. And so I try to cater more to that comedic side. We'll start trying a little bit as well on the transition video editing sort of style.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, for sure. Now transitioning to something else, I know nothing like, TikTok related, I guess. So like, what do you like to do in like your free time? I know you like hang out with me sometimes in like VR chat and stuff. I mean, we've been in voice chats before too, but like, what else do you like to do in your free time and stuff?
So recently I have been addicted to a game called World of Warcraft. I'm sorry.
Fucking that game.
It's so fun. I spent all my time on it. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's so addicting. But there are other things I like to do as well. I like when I was younger, I used to skate a lot. So I kind of have that same skater mentality I used to do nowadays. Not as much so because after I moved, it was the place I live does not really have a safe spot to do that. But when I do get the chance when I move out again, I'll be able to skate around like I wanted to as a young child.
Like, where would you like when you grew up and stuff like that? Like, where would you like go skate and stuff? Do you have like your own little park and stuff? Or...
There was a skate park in a place called... I don't remember what the place is called. No. Oh no, my memory's fading.
It's okay, no, it's okay.
It's flying away.
Wait,
no,
so...
catch the memory. No.
But so I remember you telling me that you were from Guatemala and stuff. So did you try skateboarding when you were in Guatemala when you were growing up as a child?
No, I was a baby in Guatemala. I was 5 years only in Guatemala. I was born there. So like I didn't skateboard out of mom's womb. Just coming out, just like you said it was skater boy. Oh wait, DMCA strike. No. I don't want a DMCA strike. But yeah, I was in Guatemala for 5 years and then I was adopted into the United States afterwards. After that, and then I just lived in the US ever since.
So you do skateboarding and you like rollerblade growing up, and also you like World of Warcraft. Okay, that's cool. But like, yeah,
I know, a great, amazing compilation of things that
that's such a weird, what a weird like set of things. Like, yeah, VRChat. I also do World of Warcraft, but like rollerblading, like that's like I love rollerblading too. Whoa, didn't know you can do that. but I mean, like, do you like? I mean, you have a fursuit and stuff. So like, do you like wear your suit like like often or anything, or no?
So the only time I really wear my fursuit is during when I'm filming TikToks or I'm filming certain videos that require my fursuit, or when I'm at cons. I've noticed that my fursuit wearing abilities have kind of gotten down since like cons have gotten more and more, because I've like wanted to hang out with my friends more than I've actually just kind of wanted to sit around, and that kind of sucks because I like bought this like expensive.
It's really expensive,
and I
yeah,
wear
for
more.
Sure. Definitely, yeah. Like, I mean, like that's kind of one of the biggest reasons why people like to get suits, right? Is because they want to go to cons, they want to show it off to people, they want to, have a good time.
Yes, so I think wearing a fursuit kind of feels the same of having a VRChat model. You turn into almost a different person. You're still yourself. You're still your unique individual self. But there's an aspect of anonymity where you can just be extroverted as much as you want. And you don't have to worry about people judging you because you're not you. You are playing a character, and they expect your character to be like that in the first place. And that's kind of like what fursuiting is. So they see this young, small, scarlet-looking fox running around, being short, being dumb, or whatever. They expect that. I know, I crapped on myself for being short. I'm sorry, okay? I'm short, I get it. But but if you're a fursuiter, you literally just run around and people expect you to be dumb, be fluffy, be stupid.
Cuddly.
It's natural. If you were to do that, like just as a human form, people will look at you like, what are you doing?
It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Not as bad as like con.
I know what you mean. Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I don't really know what you mean because I don't have one. But like, I know what you mean, like what you're trying to say and stuff. But
you have a VRChat model.
Yeah, like honestly.
So you kind of understand in that aspect.
Yeah, like since I got VRChat myself too, like the Otter model specifically, like really was like a really great way to like have like an idea of what it's like to like wear a fursuit. It feels like it is, because like I don't know if you notice too, but like when I'm the Otter, I'm very energetic. I'm like I'm like the energy in the room. Like everybody comes to me because like like I just want everybody to like come like hang out with me and stuff. I'm very social because I'm already an extrovert even in person, and like being able to show that off in a game with other furries and stuff, and like everybody is all sharing that same similar interest that I have. What's it what's it like going to one, like from like your very first con? Like what was that like for you?
So my very first con, I waited till I got a fursuit before I went to a con.
Why is
not
that?
a good idea, by the way. Don't
Yeah,
ever do that.
I was gonna say why.
Because I wanted to feel anonymous. I didn't want people knowing the Pixie under the suit. I wanted them to know Pixie as the character, and I just didn't want like my face showing or anything else because I hate getting judged. It just does not feel right for me. So I waited till I got my Don't Hug Cacti suit, and then my first con was Anthrocon 2017.
Oh wow.
It was an interesting experience. I roomed alone, some very far off hotel because I didn't know anything about hotels. I pretty much went on this on my own trip.
No,
It was me just either walking or Ubering back and forth between the hotels, that was way too much money spent between doing that. It was not fun at all.
It sounds like
however,
a lot, yeah, like planning and stuff and coordinating all that. It definitely sounds like a lot, especially like when you're going by yourself and you don't really know anybody yet. Like that's why I was worried about, because I was going to go like in January last year. Like it's been a year already almost. Like because there was Anthro New England. I was told, oh yeah, you should totally go to this con. It'd be a really great way to like, you know, get to meet people and stuff. But I was told the week of, and I was like, knowing me, like, I mean, if you know me enough, like, you know that like I like to have schedules, like a strict schedule, or like plan ahead of time, so at least I know what I'm putting myself into, like, or getting myself into rather. Like I want to know like if I'm gonna have enough money to like, you know, buy food, get the hotel room, like buying stuff at the con. Like I want to be able to know all that stuff ahead of time, so like I can prepare for it. Like a week is definitely not enough time for something like that. So I was like, I didn't go, and then, you know, now because of that, I'm gonna have to wait till the next one opens, and we have no clue when that's gonna happen. So you know what I mean?
I think the best part about cons though is how impromptu it can be. Like a lot of people never get their plans done whenever they go to a con, so that's not really something you have to worry about. I mean, you have to plan like hotels and plane trips and all that. Yeah, that's normal. But like we'll have like a plan, like I want to do this panel and then this panel and then this panel, and we're gonna go out in the night,
don't even
we're
go to
gonna
all the
party it up at this bar here, we're gonna do this and this, and it ends up we do none of it gets done, and it's crazy, and we're just all like, oh well, we're just gonna pretty much hang in our room and drink and talk and just party with other furries. That's usually what ends up happening. And then at night we usually don't dance at the rave for like an hour and a half, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. That's really cool. Yeah, like I mean, I wasn't really expecting that to hear you say that, because like I feel like a lot of people would want to go to like the panels, they want to go to do all these other things and stuff, because like cons have a lot to offer. Like, you know, like they have like the dealer's end, right, where like they have like a bunch of art you can buy, or you can commission art, or maybe if like fursuit makers are there, like they want to show off like their skill, because, you know, they want to make money because they need to make a living. And then like you have like the different panels, like I've heard like there's ones for like learning how to wear a fursuit, like, you know, like what to do like when there's people that want to take pictures with you, or all these other things. And like, so like there's a lot of offer at those cons and stuff, so like it's surprising that not everybody actually is able to go to the panels, because like they want to do all the other things. But I mean, it kind of makes sense though, because especially if you already have a established like group of friends and stuff, and you guys want to just meet up, because, you know, it's been a while since you've seen each other, and you want to hang out and party and just have a good time. I mean, that's totally understandable, so that's cool. So do you have like any like future goals for that?
At this point, I've kind of got all the furries on TikTok. Right now I have about 220,000 followers on TikTok, and that pretty much takes up the entirety of the furry fandom on TikTok, which is okay with me. But I kind of want to move into more of Twitch streaming, because I enjoy video games a lot, and I play them a lot. So yeah, I definitely want to get that sort of aspect. Hopefully one day I'll be able to, I was hoping maybe projecting in 2 years I can get partner, but I don't know if that will happen. If I can get everyone on TikTok to kind of move over that direction, that'd be awesome. But like TikTok, since it's kind of dying down, I kind of need to find a way to get that sort of movement there to a different social media platform. But if that could work, then it would work perfect.
Definitely. Yeah, no, you're not the only person that I've met so far that is trying to like, you know, transition from like TikTok or like YouTube to Twitch, because a lot of people are streaming Twitch now, because, you know, we have the pandemic going on right now. No one's really gonna be going out and hanging out with people, you know, like they're not really doing any like outside stuff, like real world stuff, I guess. So like everybody wants to be at home, or they have to be at home rather, and we're all like, we're all on our computers most of the time because we have people doing online learning, or people doing they're teaching. Like there's teachers that have to literally spend hours trying to teach kids how to do stuff, and like it's pretty difficult. Like because my aunt, like she's a teacher, she teaches special ed like children and stuff, and she was even saying like it's been like hell. Like she has kids of her own. She's trying to make sure that they're understanding what they're doing. Like her son is literally trying kindergarten. Like they're doing kindergarten this year, and they have no idea what they're doing. It's like a huge struggle. So like Twitch streaming, I feel like is like a really great way to like get people like together, and feel like there is some positive that still exists in like right now, given the circumstances we have, and like being able to feel welcome to a community like like yours or mine or anybody else's. It's like a really like great platform for doing that, and I think it's been helping a lot of people like deal and cope with what we're dealing with right now, like the pandemic and stuff. So yeah, for sure, I think that's great that you want to do that. I think because you definitely have the personality for it, for sure. Like definitely, like I definitely see it. A future for it.
And then like watching you kind of inspired me to move on to like VRChat and becoming more like sociable in VRChat too. Because before I like meeting you as well, I kind of was that quiet guy that kind of walked up to people and tried to like join in conversations. I didn't really like was talkable. And then like I'm seeing you, how you interact with people, and then I kind of learned from that. I was able to make myself a little bit more sociable and talk with more people. And I think that's like awesome. I can get something from you as well.
Well, thank you. Like I don't know, like for me, like when I started like streaming on Twitch, I was literally just doing like art because I was already doing art for like a few months by then, and I was like I want to just try to continue improving it, like because I want to get better, because that's kind of like something like when I focus on one thing I really want to do well in, I put a lot of time and I put a lot of effort into it. But then like slowly I just felt like I don't see myself doing this like in like a few years, so why the hell am I doing this now? Like it's like a waste of my time. So I'm like, I have this VR headset, I just got it in May, it's my Rift S, now I have the Valve, but like and I was like, maybe I should try streaming VR. I just wasn't sure like if there was even an audience for VR chat, like especially for the furry community, because from what I've seen, like when you look through VR chat like on Twitch, you just see like all these like not like weeaboos, but like these like anime looking streamers and stuff like you don't really see a lot of furries streaming and stuff. So it's like maybe I could change that. Like maybe like I could build a community of my own, like obviously a warm and welcoming community, because that's like kind of like the goal I've had since day one. I'm like, I really want to grow with both myself and the community I develop, like, and establish. So like when I started doing VR chat, it slowly gave me more confidence to like try to be more like I could go over there and like there's a group of people and I'll be like, hey guys, what's up, like how are you guys doing and stuff like that. And then I just start developing like these social groups that like if I went to a con, for instance, like I don't see myself like I probably wouldn't have been as like successful. I call it successful, but like you know what I mean, like they probably wouldn't have talked to me if I talked to them at the con, because like you know what I mean. yeah, like you know what I mean, like it's a lot harder, especially because like I don't have a fursuit or like anything like that. Like I don't have badges, I just have myself. So me, like being the extrovert person, I try to always engage in conversations with people. If I were to do that at a con, most people I tend to see are pretty introverted, because like they just want to be with their own group, and they're afraid to add more people to it because they don't know what's going to happen, because like it can cause problems within people in the group and like other things and whatnot. But like this changed that. This definitely changed how we perceive other people and how we can include other people into our groups, because we can get to know each other a lot more, because like when you're at a con, like you're only there for a couple days, like maybe a weekend. Whereas this, you can literally be at home with your headset on, going to worlds, meeting up with friends, and getting to actually know people more, like at a personal level and stuff. So like even with you, like I don't think it would have been the same interaction if it was like in person, just because just knowing how like that type of environments, like like the cliques and the groups and these other things, it's like people just don't want like change. People just like to have something already established. So I think it's really amazing that like we're able to actually get to know other people in our community without worrying about not being able to be a part of what they have already established and stuff, and like you feel more welcomed and stuff. So transitioning, like, you know, connecting Twitch to TikTok, there's a lot of collaborations, like even I've had a couple from like my experience, like especially like when I started on Furtastic, like there was a lot of people that want to, you know, they want to get to know each other more. That's something that's why I'm really glad we had that Furtastic meetup like 2 weeks ago, because like it's a really great way of like getting to know both the members of your team and like, you know, like, the games they play, and like also being able to like coordinate and plan stuff, because like it's really cool to like not just be you streaming yourself the whole time, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like it's nice to like once in a while, you know, play with someone else. Like, I mean, I know you, I mean, yesterday, for instance, like you were playing World of Warcraft with like a bunch of friends in like the voice chat here and stuff. So like, how has like collaborations for you, like how has that like helped your community as well, you know?
I think people love to see that you know other people, and that they like to see two people with good chemistry collide with each other. Like two very different personalities also can mesh well and have that sort of
like
weird blend. Yeah, it has a weird blend to it, and people love that.
Yeah. So
I mean, if you look on YouTube and stuff, you can see similar things of like different big YouTube, like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and PewDiePie were like the trio at the time, where they would all play games together, and people like they each had their own community, and then all coming together as one, seeing that giant like friendship that they had was awesome, and people envy that and they want that, and so that's something to look up to. And so people can see, wait, if these two people can connect like this, why can't I connect with someone else like this?
Yeah. Like
I think that's just really cool.
Yeah, I briefly looked at your TikTok, because like, I mean, I personally am not on TikTok very often, so like I don't really understand it like 100%. But listen. Of all the other suitors in there, like I saw like I think Daxter, right? Daxter's in one of your videos too, and like I think he's like a hyena. I'm trying to think. Nos?
Nos hyena, yes.
Yeah. So like how do you guys like plan and coordinate all that stuff? Because like I feel like that's like a lot of work to like, you know, get everybody together and do those videos and stuff, because I'm pretty curious with that too.
A lot of people don't realize how long a 15-second video can take. Way too long. So meeting Daxter, Nos, and Stu are like some of my close friends, and they're really great people to meet.
Yeah.
And since we each have been doing TikToks for quite often, we kind of already know going in what we're gonna do. We kind of sit for an hour looking at audios. It's stupid, I know, just literally sitting, and then we run out of battery, so we have to charge the phone again.
Oh my
and
god!
Then just scroll more. It's so terrible. So we try to like get audios before we meet up at like cons and stuff, but that never happens. We just usually end up looking at there. But when we do, we kind of know what we're gonna do. We kind of know how we're gonna set this up. So we usually let the person that's running the video on their channel kind of set up the entire way they want to do it.
Yeah.
So and we usually just listen to them. We'll input maybe once in a while, but we usually just leave it all up to their discretion, because we know that if we input stuff, there's gonna be a lot of conflict, and it's gonna take
much longer. Yeah.
Because these videos, oh my god, they take like an hour to do. It's crazy, especially some of the more intricate ones. So but since we kind of know what we're doing already, the videos go like 30-45 minutes. It's not that long, but the coordination, I think, since we all understand how the personality of TikTok is together, we mesh pretty well and make these videos, like, pump them out pretty well.
It's like a trio.
And
so there's 3 people, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a little triangle. So like, how much on average do you think you spend at a convention, like on average? Like, because you've been to quite a lot, I'm assuming, right? Because you've been a furry for like how long have you been a furry for? Actually, I don't even know. How long have you been a furry for?
So June of 2012, I guess, would be the day I became a furry.
Fury.
Yeah. A Fury.
What made you?
8 years.
What like made you decide? Like, not decide, but like rather like what made you like want to?
When I was young, I loved reading fan fiction. So I would be on this site called fanfiction.net. And I like reading. I'm sorry, I was one of those kids. I liked reading stuff. So I would read Pokemon fan fiction. because I liked Pokemon the series, and there were some Pokemon that I really like, and I liked having me being a Pokemon trainer. Yeah, I have all these Pokemon. Look at my bell. Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah. So I started reading this. I started reading this guy's work on fan fiction, and I really liked his writing style. It was really good. I'm not gonna say his name. For now, I don't know if I want to call him out like that, but yeah, his work was really good. And so I asked him, yo, do you have any more work? Because he only had 3 stories up on his page. And I was like, I want more. Give me more. And so what ended happening is that he told me, yo, I got more work, but here's the thing. It's on this site called furfinity.net. It's a site for furries. And me being me, I'm like, oh, sure, don't worry, I know what those are. Yeah, I'm cool with furries and stuff. I had no idea what furries were. I had no idea. So I joined this site to read more of his work, and then I look at his art. I'm like, whoa, what is this? And this is Disney characters or something. And so I started scrolling through furfinity.net just to see what was there, and I was like, this is really cool art. I wish I could have my character like this. I want to be an animal. And so I think from then, a week after exploring Fur Affinity for its entirety, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make an account. And so I made an account. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make my own Sona. It's gonna be the greatest thing ever.
Did you because you like Pokemon first, so did you have a Pokemon Sona?
No, I wasn't that cringy. I might have been cringy, but not that cringy. I didn't have a Pokemon Sona.
What was the Pokemon that you liked though? Because there's over 150, I think, for the first. Actually, there's hundreds. Oh gosh. It's like hundreds of. There's hundreds of. I mean, what specific? There's is it Charizard? Is it Charizard?
No, it wasn't Charizard. Actually, it was Arcanine and Dragonite.
Isn't there a bunch of fursuiters that all have an Arcanine costume or something?
Yeah,
they all,
they
meet
do.
Up?
They're the Pack of Nines, I think they're called.
The Pack of Nines. They just walk around the. Do they all walk around the cons? Be like, look at me, I'm an Arcanine. Bark.
No, they just kind of sit in one spot, and people just want to take pictures of them, so they just sit in one spot being dumb. Yeah, well, not sitting, they're just standing, interacting with each other, and then people are like, oh my god, I want to take a picture, let me take a picture.
Look at me, I'm an Arcanine, we're all Arcanines.
Oh my god,
it's all seductive. It's oh, look at, we're all Arcanines.
Oh my god, these Arcanines. You want one of us? You could pick one for the night or whatever.
But so, yeah, that's pretty interesting. So, and also, the fox. Why a fox?
Well, I've had a few Sonas before then. My first one was a snow leopard, believe it or not. I didn't have a name for him at all. I was just kind of the snow leopard. That was the name. It was
snow
dumb,
leopard.
I know. I thought I was trying to be cool. I was trying to be like, yo, what's I'm the cool guy, the snow leopard. Yeah, so and people would call me the snow leopard on chats or whatever when I would be in chats. I was like, the snow, hey, the snow, what's up?
The snow.
The snow. Afterwards, I thought that was the dumbest thing ever. And I was like, I want to make my own Sona that kind of represents me.
Yeah.
Me. So that Sona came out to be a guy named Merlot. Merlot was a canine rodent mix.
Okay.
This guy was colored by Pixie the Fox. And Pixie the Fox, believe it or not, has proto, which is a type of color blindness, which is where you cannot see red or green very well. So
is that why you have purple?
Me being me, the color. We'll get into that. We're getting into that. I promise. Just believe.
Whoa.
Just believe. Okay, we're getting into that. So the colors I can see very, 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 very well are yellows and blues. So I made my rodent a yellow and blue rodent. He's a yellow body with a blue mane, and he looks so ugly, and I hated it. I had him for maybe a year, and I decided to get rid of him.
Ew, it's
and
gross.
Then I don't want that. No, I don't even want that. Get it away. I know. Falvey later came out with a character design that looked really, really cool. And she makes amazing art. Actually, I think I should refer to them as they now because I think they're non-binary. I apologize, Falvey, if you're watching. They made amazing art. They are probably one of the few people that a lot of people use as their profile pictures that they have just above, and they're like, yo, it's me, I promise, the generic furry art. They make very good art. So they came up with the design. They were the ones that came up with the design of Pixie, because I wanted like a scarlet themed kind of fox, because I feel like a fox would represent me really well, because I'm like short. And
wow, I'm short,
energetic.
I'm short.
My personality is short, guys. I know, it's great. But they're short, they're energetic, they're dumb, they do a lot of they're a lot different, you know. And they came out with this design of like a fox and a cat hybrid, and that's kind of where Pixie the Fox came. But like, I don't want to say Pixie the Fox cat. Yo guys, what's up? Pixie the Fox cat here. That sounds dumb. I'm getting weird. Okay, anyway. So I didn't want to be Pixie the Fox cat. I wanted to be Pixie the Fox. So I just kind of stuck with Pixie the Fox. But they made this scarlet themed looking fox that I've loved him ever since, and he looks amazing. And now he's mine. And then I got a fursuit like literally after I got it. So there's a rodent. You know, eventually got to the point where I killed him in a piece of art because he was so bad. It was like a CS:GO art, and my Pixie character shot him. Oh no, it was my friend's character Hazel that shot him, Merlot, and Merlot died.
That's pretty crazy. No, I like that. Yeah, like see, my story is so boring. Like because my design was literally just this dark color right here. It was all that. My whole body, my whole characters was just, I mean, there's always a Wusky because like I really like wolves and I really like huskies. So like I wanted to have both because I mean they're technically the same because wolves are like Canidae something, and then huskies are just Canidae because they're dogs and stuff. So like they're technically the same species, but like they're different in terms of like what they look like. So that's why I liked Wuskies. And then it was really just this color. 2 different colored eyes, because I technically do have 2 different colored eyes in person. One's like slightly more bluish green than the other, so I wanted to incorporate that into my character. And then it was just the red floof. That's literally it. It was literally just that. It was very boring. I didn't like it, and I wanted to change that up a little bit. So like I did like a little ref sheet in like December of last year, and I wanted to like completely rehash it. I still wanted this color because I wanted to balance all the colors out, and I really wanted this one specifically. So I got the gray. And then what happened was this white band right here. It was an accident because I was coloring this ref sheet for the artist that I wanted to commission, and I forgot to color it in on the ref sheet. So they saw it. They're like, oh no. I guess we're gonna have to I guess this is what they wanted, so I'm gonna put it on there. Like they didn't assume that it was supposed to be gold. And then I got the thing. I'm like, wait, why is that one white? And I checked the ref sheet, and it's literally just a blank part. It wasn't even colored in. So that's like kind of like the origin of that. And then like I really liked like a lighter gray because I feel like it balances out very, very well with this darker color right here. And then I saw like a bunch of design patterns I looked up online. I was like, because I really wanted to make it a little special, a little more unique compared to like what I had before. So like the bands, I like pink. So I put like little pink paw pads. And then golden, I really like gold because gold's like a really nice color. It goes well with like pretty much everything. So like gold bands, gold nails, like kind of like gold tip tail right here, and then some
dripping,
red.
Dripping out here
some
with
red.
Gold.
I know. I was like, I don't know. Gold's a really nice color. It goes well with a lot of things, and then like the little dots in the eyes. Like I really liked how that looked. And I was like, this is my character. Like I think this is it. Like I finally found my character. Picking the name on the other hand was like the hardest thing ever. Cause like I had like such a basic name. It was like Maxwell. Like I've heard like hundreds of people have that name for their character. I'm like, no, I don't really like this one. I kind of want to make it a little more special. I want to make it a little bit more unique. So that's why I have JT, because JT is literally, it's my initials on my name, but like for like all my life, I've never had a single person ever call me that. Like, cause you know, some people like to get called like their initials, you know, like when you say JT, like it sounds like a person's name. Like it sounds like a Sona name, like, you know, like Pixie, like I just call you Pixie. Like that's like, it just feels natural to say it rather than like just saying something that's super generic, like a really generic name and stuff. I just wanted to have just 2 letters. That's why I have JT and stuff. And then I was actually like, I think that was back in March, I decided to change the name finally, because it was like, it just felt it felt better. It feels more natural to say, and if, like people call me like people like I'm known as JT or Wusky because you know people watch my streams, like they like to call me Wusky because it's my channel name. It's JTwusky. So like yeah, that's kind of like my origins of mine. It might not be it's not as cool or as you know interesting as yours, but like that's just how mine it's like I guess. But yeah, yeah, for sure.
Now you now.
Now me, I'm fluffy. I'm so but yeah.
Pixie is kind of like the person that I want to be, like more sociable, more out there, more outgoing. Because me by myself, like I am perfectly fine with like being in my room 24/7, being an introverted, not a butterfly, you know, that type of person. And Pixie comes out, and he is me. He is like I am Pixie, but he's more out there, more outgoing, sociable, and I like that about him. And so I can use him to get to like be something I want to be.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, and it's like, you know, like the sense of like, you know, a little bit more outgoing and energetic. I mean, like I'm already like that, but like, it's just like, especially in this, it feels a little bit more heightened. Like it has like a little height. It's like you don't even realize how much more energetic you are. Like for me, like I feel like, you know, being gay and stuff, like I feel like I can be sassy and, you know, like more me than I would be, because I feel like it's like me being like a little self-conscious, like, you know, about how other people would react to like, you know, me just being like, you know, more feminine or acting a certain way. Because but like then again, like knowing now, like I don't care what people think about, like, you know, if I'm acting like, you know, like sexy or like crazy and like energetic and full of fun and stuff, because like, you know, that's just how I am as a person, and like that shouldn't matter, you know, like it shouldn't matter if like if you're gay or you're pansexual or like or any of those things. Like, you know, like being the best you is, you know, being yourself and stuff, and it shouldn't matter what other people say, you know. That's kind of like how that's what's been so amazing about this game specifically too. It's like we're able to do that. We're able to be ourselves and not really worry about like how other people really think about it. Because I mean, like you can't really tell if someone's judging you in this game, because like you can't see the full facial expressions of a person's face.
You have no idea.
So like it's better in that way too, I think too. So it's like you don't feel as judged by other people. I'm gay as fuck, and I don't give a shit what you think. Like that, like it's all because of this, and like being a part of this community. It's like I can be that, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to anyone, because like, you know, it's not a personality. It's just a part of who you are, kind of thing.
And I think it's nice that all these quote unquote misfits, not necessarily misfits, but how other people would perceive as misfits, all can come together and be part of this giant family of like-minded people. So it's not even just about the furry aspect. It's more like we're also like that gay community as well, that people can just come in and be like, I want to be myself. Wow, I have this opportunity to say that I am gay, and without any judgment coming out from other people. Because like they might have family that don't like that, and they might have friends that could judge them for that too, or like Xbox gamers that, you know, they talk
trolls and stuff.
They talk in game chat, trolls, memers, all these people that are just crapping on these poor gay people or whatever sexuality you are. And then they just come in and they're like, yo, I'm a gay furry, and they're like,
welcome to the club.
Doesn't matter if you're gay or not. You're a furry. Like, that's the part.
Yeah, I know.
Welcome to the club. Yo, come in.
Like, wow. I was like, whoa. And it's like, man, that's crazy. Do you have any like words of advice or like any tips to people in like both like either TikTok or like the furry community? Like if they're just trying to figure out, you know, maybe I'm a furry or maybe I'm not a furry. I don't know. What should I do? What would be like your response to something like that if someone were to?
I have a big tip that a lot of people might hate me for, but it's a real tip. Mm-hmm. If you are a furry and you feel like people are gonna judge you for who you are, for being a furry, don't let them know you're a furry. Keep that kind of to yourself, especially if you're like in middle or high school. And the reason why is because people don't want to know what it is in that sort of age range. They're like, it's funny to jump on the furries. It's funny to make fun of furries. So if they hear that you're part of that, the bullying's coming out. You're like, it's inevitable.
It's bound to happen.
If you are it's bound to happen, and it's I hate saying that, but it's true. So if you feel uncomfortable about saying you're a furry to your friends, to your family or whatever, then just don't say it. Just keep that to yourself. And when you're independent and when you're out there on your own, you feel like no matter what anyone says about you, I'm still my own person. That's when you tell them that you're a furry, or that's when you say you're part of it. But also, don't be afraid to say that you're a furry as well. If you know your parents are like very chill with everything, or your friends are super chill, be like, yo, I've been to this little thing called furryism, and like it's really cool. So like, you ever heard of Disney characters? I like to be a Disney character that's like a little animal running around. Like, I want my OC to look like that. That's pretty cool. You know, you don't have to be afraid to say it, but if you feel like you're gonna get judged dramatically for that, just keep it to yourself. And then when you're able to have friends that are very, very, very tolerable about what you're doing, because everyone's into something weird in the first place. Like, some people are into anime, some people are into brony stuff. You know, it's everyone has their own thing going on, and furryism is no different. So again, if you want to,
it's like a religion or something. It's like I believe in the furry gods.
I believe in our furry Jesus.
Furry Jesus. Yes.
But no, so don't be afraid to tell people, but also, if you really, really feel like something bad might turn up for telling people you are a furry, just keep it to yourself. Just keep it on the DL a little bit, and you'll be fine. And then when you're ready to tell people, and you know that they can't hurt you anymore because of it, then you're fine. Just tell them, yo, I've been doing this thing called furries.
No, this interview's been pretty great. Like, seriously, like, I'm glad you decided to be my very first person to interview and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Do you have any like last things you want to say before we end this?
So I guess my final statement would be, I guess at the conclusion of it all, don't be afraid of being yourself. For TikTok, if you want to content create, TikTok's a very good platform to start doing it on. Again, it's very short videos, so you don't have to work too hard to, do something you want to do on it. And it's people watch on it all the time, so you never know what could happen if you start on it. And third, choose your friends carefully. Be yourself with those friends, and try not to commingle with them or appeal to them. Just be yourself, and that'll be great. And I also want to say thank you, JT, for having me on here today. Dude, it's been amazing.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you wanted to do this and stuff, because I've just met you like not even a couple months ago, and through Fantastic or through Echo, I got to actually meet you and stuff. I didn't even know who you were before, so it made our engaging each other felt more natural too, because you're not just Pixie the TikTok person, you're Pixie, you're really genuine, you're down to earth dude, you're very sociable, even around everybody. You're super funny, you're quirky, it's I feel like it was it couldn't have our encounter couldn't have been any better than it was, I guess.
I know.
So I'm really glad. Yeah, I'm really glad you wanted to come on here and stuff. So I really appreciate it. With that, here's the end of JTTV's very first episode with an interview with Pixie the Fox. If you want to check out his Twitch, Twitter, or his TikTok, his handle is @iRobbing, and iRobbing has 2 B's. If you're interested in checking him out.
And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a big like and subscribe to JTwusky for more content. And if you want to get notifications each time he posts each week, make sure to hit that bell as well.
And with that, I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bark.
Bye.
Wag. Okay,
you're done.
TikTok and stuff, but also Twitch too. So how do you feel
Help, I'm good.
What happened here, sorry, I need to get my water. Let's get my water.
It's okay. Drink it. my water too while we're doing this.
Water.
Delicious water. Hydration.
Hydration.